Hey, so I had a friend of mine make a comment today that prompted me to bring up this idea, and hopefully this helps. So this is regarding like what do you place on your charts. So it's not been an unusual feedback for me to receive that my charts are noisy or that there's too much on them. And I take that as a subjective statement. I'm not offended by it at all. You also don't have to trade off of my charts. I'm trading off of my charts. So what should you have on your charts, right? Like I think that's the more relevant question is like, what should you put on a chart and what should you not put on a chart? And there are different evolutions of that. So I just wanted to offer, some guidance. So you may also look at this chart and go, wow, there's just like way too much on there. And that's fine. The key takeaway for me is that there's nothing on this chart that I don't use to make a decision. So everything that's on this chart is used in a regular basis to make a decision, and on a more than quarterly basis. Typically, this is something I do every FOMC meeting. Is that I'll sit down and I'll look at my charts and decide, hey, is there anything on the chart that I don't use? Get rid of it. Right. So I do cull my charts if there's an input that I'm not using. The reason I have my charts like this is because rather than looking at 6 different charts of different time frames to trade the same product, I can just focus in one window. So yeah, it's a lot in one window, but it also means that I don't have to look at a monthly chart over here and a daily chart over here and a weekly chart over here and then a shorter time frame chart over here. I can just look at one chart, and for me that's like driving down the interstate and not looking at different things. I can just keep my eyes on the road. But for you, what should you have on your charts? So, can you have indicators? How many indicators should you have? So I think a helpful rule of thumb is whatever you use to make a decision. So if what you're putting on there, the math behind whatever's generating that indicator, and you use that to make a decision that helps you, put it on there. One of the questions people say, well, how many indicators should I have? It's a little bit like makeup for your face. How much makeup should someone wear? I don't know. It depends on your face. If your face needs it, dab it on. Often when you're early on in your development, that you find that you may need more stuff on your charts to help organize price information. As you're doing that, make sure that you're staying grounded in the reality that what you have on the chart, what's predictive and what's describing, right? So the descriptive stuff, that's just helping you organize information. It doesn't say that this is what's going to happen next, but it can be really helpful to help you organize information. So whatever your chart is or however your charts look, let that be for you. I think the helpful guidance that can apply to anybody is that you have on a chart only the things that help you make decisions. And if you're not using those inputs to make a decision, get them off the chart. All right. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some guidance as you are constructing and trying to make meaning out of these crazy squiggly lines. Peace.